Hi, I am Rabbi Moishe Krasnanski from Chabad TMR. Sitting with me is a dear friend and a part of Chabad TMR, Ben Chukrun. And this week we're going to discuss the Parsha of the week, which is Shmini, in the book of Leviticus. And in this portion, a big part of it is dedicated to kosher, to kashrut. And here the Torah tells us all of the animals that are kosher or not kosher. How do you know what is a kosher animal? And as well, birds. What are kosher birds? What are non-kosher birds? And fish as well. What is a kosher fish? What is a non-kosher fish? And sometimes you look at the detail that the Torah gives. Eat this animal, don't eat this animal. And you question, why is the Torah so particular about how exactly you eat? Why does the Torah care if you eat this animal or that animal? As long as you live a good life, a life of doing good, a life of morality, who cares? Does it make a difference really what you eat or not? Does this ever occur to you, this question?
Sure. Well, we grew up with the say, you are what you eat. So if you eat, I guess the saying comes into more of a lifestyle. So if you eat healthy, you'll have a healthy lifestyle. But that's maybe on an exterior. But as an interior, more connecting to your soul or the stuff we don't really understand from the outside, and maybe eating healthy kosher healthy is good for our inside. So I believe in it. There's a bunch I don't understand, but it does make perfect sense to follow a regimen of kashrut for sure.
Isn't it more important how we behave and how I live my life than what I eat? Am I going to be a different person if I eat pork than if I eat cow meat? Am I really going to be different if I eat lobster? I don't eat lobster. Like, what's really?
I learned this from here, but I don't think that life is about choosing what's better versus the other option. You can definitely do both good options, and you should, first of all, always be a good person, do the right thing, and that shouldn't take away from eating properly, because that will also help being a good person. They go hand in hand. So yeah, you should definitely do both.
And what's interesting is that kosher is one of the laws that really has no reason behind it. Many laws in the Torah, God told us the reasoning behind it so we can appreciate. Kosher is one of these laws that God gives us so much detail, but yet tells us no reason why we should do it. And yet, people who are kosher, it's so much a part of their lives. They base so much of their living on kosher. Where am I going to live? Is there near a kosher store? Where am I going to travel? Who can I eat by? And all of these other things which put such a restriction sometimes on your life or guides your life in a very strict way in your social circles, etc., which sometimes seems a little strong than just, doing some mitzvahs, doing things you're supposed to do, and then, and then living your life and doing, being a good person.
I agree. Well, it's a situation of our times. I like to think that there's a good reason for most of the things, and the people that I speak to about kashrut, we always try to find a rational human way of thinking about being kosher. It's smart, it's healthier, it's more supervised, it avoids illnesses, which I'm sure it probably does, but like you said, and from my studying, it's not for those reasons that we do it. It's a very positive side effect of it probably, but it is not the main reason. But I'd like to know, do we know the main reason aside from being a commandment, and it's not purely dietary, because I'm sure more professional people than us in diet would say, well, yes, for some, and there's no correlation between a healthy life and this kind of kosher lifestyle. So it probably is not. Or maybe it is, we're not just advanced yet as much. I don't know, but some of those things definitely need either clarification or just you have to believe, and you just do it because it's better for you.
It's interesting when you say about healthy I always laugh when people say kosher is about being healthy, no bacteria. But the truth is, anyone knows a kosher diet. Very often things are deeply fried, heavily salted. These are far from the best delicacies, from latkes to sufganiyot and donuts and the fairs that we have in holidays. I don't know how healthy they are. But perhaps there is a message in kosher, is that we live in a society that we are a small minority. Most Jews live around the world outside of Israel, where we're a small minority amongst people. And the question everyone always has, how do I keep my identity? How do I keep my children within the Jewish fold and keeping their identity? We mix within the world, and we're not supposed to separate ourselves from the world. How do we really live as a Jew? And remember, always we're a Jew. And perhaps, even though it's not the reason given to us, and there is no real reason given to us about kosher, but I always think perhaps this is what kosher is all about. Because food is the one thing a human being needs all the time. We get hungry, we plan our days around food, we eat several meals a day. Food is a constant in our life. And God wanted that at every time in our life, we should always remember who we are. It's very nice to spend a Friday night meal or a holiday and remember you're Jewish and check in once in a while, but that doesn't go more than skin deep. That never gets to the core of who you are. That never moves you to behave a certain way. But if at any moment in your regular mundane life, you have to remember, I eat a specific diet, not because necessarily one food is better, but because God wanted me, so I should always remember I'm a Jew, and I'm unique, and I have a certain value system, and I have to live like a Jew. I think there's no better way than doing it than kosher, where what you eat is always reminding you, I am a Jew. God bless you all. We love you all. In Montreal, this Shabbat candlelighting time is 7 p.m. And thank you, Ben, so much for the discussion today.
Thank you, Rabbi.